everyone, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist for Physio Function, and I'm going to be taking this level 1 different strokes exercise class today. So level 1 classes are designed for individuals who may not have any movement in their affected arm or leg. It is a seated class, so there is no standing at all in this class. Please be aware that it is a requirement that you have someone there available to assist you for exercises as required. Okay, so this is week 4 of our upper limb series. So if you've been joining me for the last 3 weeks, we've been working on different tasks that focus on your affected upper limb. Now, at the first week, I asked you to think of a challenge task. So this is something incorporating your upper limb that you found particularly challenging or difficult. And I asked you to rate it out of 10, write it down, and that we would revisit it within 4 weeks. So today or this week, I want you to revisit that challenge task. I want you to rate it again out of 10 and compare it to the start of the series. So if you've been consistently joining me and doing these classes multiple times a week, then hopefully you might have seen an improvement. If things have not particularly changed, then it would be a really nice measure, and you can use that particular challenge task as a measure to revisit again in future. So continuing to work on the things that challenge you rather, and then using that as a particular track of your progress. So it's just a really nice way to keep track on your progress. Use it to sort of monitor things, okay? And another challenge for you this week, so the same as the last 3 weeks, is to try and complete at least another 2 classes. So in addition to this one, you might want to repeat this one a few times, or you might want to go back and repeat some of the other upper limb ones from previous weeks, or look at any of the exercises we have on the Different Strokes UK YouTube page or the Different Strokes Charity Facebook page. There are tons, okay? So pick some that you would like to complete and like to work on. Okay. So this week, we're going to be working on a combination of things. So forward reach is something we're working on, and then we're also going to have a little look at turning, so as if you're trying to pour a glass of water. For this class, what I will get you to have is to either be near a table, so you can go and work at a table for some of the circuit, or if you have I'm going to just be using a tray on my lap. I want you to have a tea towel as well, and a bottle or a cup. So you can use a plastic bottle, plastic cup, something that you can use to practice gripping and holding, okay? So they're the items I'll get you to have. Remember, if you can fill the bottle, but that will make it harder when you're using it. So just see how you go. All right. So we're going to start with a general warm-up to start with, okay? So we're just going to get our body warm, get our body moving. So let's start with some marching. So you can hold your hands together in front, and we're trying to alternate lifting our legs. On your affected side, if you really struggle with lifting it, it's just moving as much as you can, okay? I want you to think about lovely tall posture, sitting away from the back of the chair if you can. Try and get your arms involved and body involved in the marching, using whatever movement you have in your affected side. Lovely, everybody. Good. Keep those arms and legs moving. Fantastic. Let's do some tapping now. So if you can tap your heels forward. Remember, if on your affected side this is really challenging, just do what you can, even if it's a lift or a tiny heel lift. Just trying to move our body here and get things warmed up. Moving at your own pace. Lovely. Okay, let's stop there. I want to now think about doing some nice big shoulder rolls backwards. So hands relaxed in front, rolling those arms forward and back, shoulders forward and back rather. Good, up and back. Fantastic. Big rolls. Really think about loosening up those shoulders. Shrugging up to your ears, back and down. And let's go forward. So big rolls forward. You could always hold your hands together in front. Get those elbows involved a little bit. Fantastic. Lovely. I'm going to get you to pop your hands on your left knee, and we're going to turn to look over our left shoulder. Come back to the middle, hands on the right knee, turn to look over the right shoulder. Really think about twisting from your waist here. Back to the middle, hands on the left knee, turn from your waist to look over your left shoulder. Back to the middle, hands on the right knee, turn to look over your right shoulder. Twist from that waist. Okay, one more each way. Hands on the left knee, turn to look over your left shoulder. Twist from the waist. Good. Hands on the right knee, turn to look over your right shoulder, twisting from the waist. And back to the middle. Lovely. Let's relax your right arm down by your side. We're going to reach down towards the floor. Think about lengthening up through your other side. Back to the middle. Relax that left arm down by your side. Reach to the floor. Think about lengthening up through that right side. Nice side body stretch. Let your head relax. Back to the middle. Right hand relax down. Reach towards the floor, lengthening through that left side. Let the head relax. You can hold onto the arm of your chair if you need. Back to the middle. Left arm down. Reach down towards the floor. Think about lengthening on that right side. Ribs are lifting up and away from your hips. Head relax. Back to the middle. Let's do one more each way. Right arm relax down. Lengthening out through that left side. Ribs lifting up and away from your hips. Back to the middle. And then the left side. Relax down. Lift up and away. Lengthening on that right side. And back to the middle. Fantastic. Okay, let's slide that right leg out in front of you, having it as straight as you can. If you can, shuffle towards the edge of your chair, but remember, work within your abilities and whatever balance you have, okay? So make sure you're safe. We're going to have our hands on our left knee. And we're going to sit nice and tall and just lean forward, keeping your back straight, until you feel a bit of a stretch down the back of that straight leg. Hold that there. Really nice. Take some nice big breaths in and out here. Good, good, good. Nice. We're going to slide that leg back, helping it if we need. We're going to straighten that left leg out. Okay. Hands on the right knee, sit nice and tall and hinge forward from your hips. Good. Keep that chest up, that back straight. Nice big breaths here. Feel that gentle stretch down the back of your leg. One more. Good. Okay, we're going to go into some specific upper body exercises now to try and activate and start to work that affected arm. So first things first, we're going to work on the muscles at the top of our shoulders here. So these are called our trapezius muscles, these muscles at the back of our neck. Okay, we're going to think about shrugging our shoulders up towards our ears and then relaxing them down. Good. Shrug them up and down. Nice. Shrug them up and relax them down. Shrug and down. Good. Shrug, really lift that affected shoulder up towards your ears and down. Nice. Shrug them up, really lift them as high as you can and down. Remember, all your focus, or most of your focus here is in that affected side. And down. Good. Let's do 3 more here. Shrug up, really focus on that affected side. Down. Good. 2 more. Think about that nice posture as well. Good. Last one. And down. Really nice. We're going to go into some an exercise here to work on the muscles around the back of your shoulder blade. Now these muscles, the muscles around sort of middle and lower of your shoulder blade are really important, not only for posture, but the stability in your shoulder. So in order to allow optimal movement of your arm, we need stability. Because if we don't have stability, it's really hard to move your arm efficiently. Okay. So we want to work on these muscles, which can become generally weak in a lot of it, actually, especially if we're sitting a lot of the day. So I want you to think about your shoulder blades sitting on the back of your ribs. And we're trying to think about sliding them back together and then a little bit down. You're holding this. We feel the muscles around the bottom and in between your shoulder blades and relax. So think about squeezing them back together, but then down. Good. Hold that there and relax. You might feel a bit of a stretch across the front of your chest as well. So shoulders back together and down. It's not a big movement, okay? So don't worry if you don't feel like anything big's happening, and relax. So squeeze them back together and then down. It's more about just feeling that gentle activity between your shoulder blades and at the bottom. What we don't want, relax, back together, is this. We don't want them back together and squeezed up. We want them back together but then down. As if you're trying to get your shoulder blades in your back pockets. Relax. Good. Back together and down. Good. Lovely. Back together and down. So if anyone ever says to you, if we say in any exercise to set your shoulder blades or set your shoulders, relax. Back together and down. We're talking about this position. So having these shoulders back together and down. So feeling like, relax. Let's do 3 more. Together and down. You've got that shoulder blade set back against the back of your ribs. It should feel like it's sort of sticking down to the back of your ribs and able to 2 more, back together and down, to glide along those ribs nicely. Good, last one. So think back together and down. Good. And relax, fantastic. Okay, we're gonna now work on our forward reach. So hands together in front. Now, if you've got absolutely no movement or a lot of weakness in this arm, I would ask your assistant to support underneath your elbow to help guide this movement, okay? You can hold your hands together in front or you can support under your wrist or your forearm. We're working on reaching that affected arm forward. Really think about reaching forward as far as you can from your shoulder blade. And then coming back, pull that elbow back behind you. So here as well, I want you to think about feeling that shoulder blade almost like moving around your ribs towards the front to really let you reach that arm forward.
and then it's gliding back as we pull your elbow back. So we're reaching forward, straighten that elbow, lengthen and reach as far as you can. Think about really reaching from that shoulder blade and then pulling back. Good, reach forward, lengthen from that arm and then pull back, pulling that shoulder blade back behind you like we just did in the previous exercise. Reaching forward, let that shoulder blade slide forward, lengthen your arm, pull back, think about that shoulder blade gliding back and down. Forward and back. Good. Let's do 2 more. Forward, glide it forward, really think about lengthening, really think about that shoulder blade gliding around, reaching you forward, and then gliding back and down as you pull that elbow back. 1 more, reach forward, think about really reaching and lengthening the arm out in front of you, and then glide back. Lovely. Let the arm relax down by your side. We're going to now work this bicep muscle. So this is this muscle at the front of your arm here. We're going to try and bring that arm up towards your shoulder and back down. So remember, assisting the movement as you need. I want you to really think about activating those muscles. So even if you don't have any movement or you have flickers of movement, I want you to really think about the motion. Think about the muscle working as you move. So thinking about this bicep muscle at the front here, squeezing and contracting to bring your arm up, and then slowly controlling it down straight. So really thinking about trying to connect with the muscle. This helps try and strengthen and reinforce those pathways. Okay, so think about the movement, arm coming up, and then arm straightening. Okay, let's do 2 more here. Bend it and straighten. Good. Last one. Bend and straighten. Okay. Arm resting on your lap. You can have a pillow or on a table in front. We're just going to work on this movement at your wrist here. So thinking about turning that palm up and then back over. Okay, so you can help here on your forearm with your other hand and back over. If you've got some tightness in this area, especially with the palm facing up, you could hold there for a few seconds for a stretch before coming back. Okay, remember when you're twisting, try not to twist from your wrist. Think about more moving from the forearm, just because you don't want to sort of pull or hurt your wrist there on your wrist joint. Okay, so we're turning that palm up. We think about holding there for a stretch. If you've got a lot of tightness, you could as well do some gentle stretching and massage with your hand. So thinking about using your palm to gently stretch those muscles in your forearm. So thinking about almost using your hand to gently assist that stretch over. Okay, so just gentle here, no really forceful pressure, and back over. And again, turn the hand over, little help. Gentle stretches to that forearm. You could always give it a little bit of a massage. You can all get a bit sticky and stuck in there. Good, and back over. Okay, and again, we're going to stretch over. Gentle stretching. A little bit of soft tissue massage. Lovely. So remember, it's gentle pressure here. Just using that hand to sort of stretch those tissues a little bit, get them moving and unstuck. And then back over. Lovely. Lastly, we're just going to do a bit of grip and release. So I want you to think about here, if you've got the movement, thinking about making a fist and then opening the hand as much as you can. If you don't have much movement or you need some assistance, then you can help use your other hand to help make a fist. So remember, this can be rested on a table or a pillow in front. And then we're going to try and open up those fingers. Again, try and make a fist. Again, think about connecting with the movement. And then we're going to open those fingers. So really think about hand and your palm there supporting from the base of the finger. So try not to pull on the ends of the delicate finger joints. Making a fist and opening up. Good. Making a fist and opening up. So we're just mobilizing here a little bit. If you want to stay here and work a little bit longer, okay, then you can pause the video and then join back in when you're finished. If you've got a lot of stiffness, sometimes it might take you a little bit longer to loosen your hand up. They're opening. And then one more, let's make a fist. Good. And then open. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to come into our little circuit. So today we're probably only going to have time to do this twice, but I would encourage you, if you've got more time, to try and do the circuit another 1 to 2 times, so you can pause and rewind to the beginning to get the most out of it. With upper limb exercises, repetition really is the way forward. So we really want to practice getting in as many repetitions as we can in the day to try and really optimize how much we can get out of the exercises. Reinforce those connections and those pathways. So first exercise, if you make your way to a table, okay, have your tea towel ready, or if you've got a tray, you can pop it on your lap like mine. Okay, so you're going to pop your tea towel underneath your affected hand. We're going to be doing a forward reach. So I want you to sit nice and tall in your chair. Now we're going to be reaching forward, straightening that arm, and then pulling elbow back. Think about the movement initiating from your shoulder at the front here, elbow straightening, and then pulling your shoulder and elbow back. If you tend to use your body a lot for this, if you've got some movement, you tend to use your body, you could get your assistant to gently put their hand there to try and limit how much you're using your body, or you yourself could put your hand here and try and stop yourself moving your body while you're working on your arm movement. Now, if you have minimal movement in your arm, then you can help and assist with your other hand. Trying again to think about the movement happening, connect with the movement, okay, and do as much as you can with your affected side. Okay, so we're going to go for 1 minute. Off we go. We're moving forward, assisting as we need. So forward from the shoulder, straightening that elbow, and then pull that elbow backwards, shoulder blade set, so like we practice in our warm-up. Then we're going to reach forward, so think about pushing from the shoulder, straightening the elbow. Try and keep that arm moving straight. Pull back with the elbow, step that shoulder blade back. Push forward. Reach that arm, lengthen it out in front of you. Pull the elbow back, step that shoulder blade back. Reach forward, lengthen. Really think about pushing from the shoulder, straightening that elbow nice and long. Pull it back. Lovely. And again, reach forward. Last one here. And then pull back. Good. Okay. The next one we're going to do is working on that backward pull. So we're going to do a row here. So this is again working on that shoulder blade setting, pulling back, squeezing those shoulders back and relaxing. Trying to think about pulling our elbows back this time when we set our shoulder blades. Okay. Hands together in front. Pull those elbows back, squeeze those shoulders. So it's like you're bringing your arm back after that forward reach we just did. Relax. Pull those elbows back. Shoulder blades squeeze back together. So think about that shoulder blade setting that we practiced before. Reach those arms forward. Pull those elbows back behind you. Sit tall, back away from the chair if you can. Shoulders back and down. And relax forward. Pull those elbows back, squeeze shoulders back and down, and relax forward. Reach those arms. Pull those elbows back, squeeze together, relax forward. Good. Elbows pull back, shoulder blades squeeze back and down. Lovely. And reach forward. Pull those elbows back, shoulder blades back and down. And reach forward. Okay, the next one we're going to do, okay, so if you're sitting at your table or you've got your tray on your lap, we're going to have our cup here. So what I want us to do is we're going to try and hold that cup. So place that cup in your hand. Again, you can use your other hand to help it. Remember, the cup can be empty, okay? If you have, actually no, we will have the cup empty actually. The cup or the bottle will be empty because we're going to practice pouring. So unless you have another cup, if you've got good movement in your arm and you want to practice pouring some water into another cup, then you can do. But just be aware that obviously make sure you've got something there so you don't get a very wet lap. Okay, so we're going to hold that cup. Okay, again, your assistant could help you here with this movement. If you need the support, they could put their arm underneath your forearm to help, and you could hold your hands together. We're going to practice pouring that cup and then tipping it back up. So you're practicing that pouring motion there. So your assistant could support underneath your elbow to help with that pouring motion, and you can help support your hand and practice the pouring. Okay, we're going to go for 1 minute. Ooh. Off we go, hands together, holding that cup. Remember, if you don't need to and you have the movement, then practice pouring and returning back to here. Remember, that elbow wants to come up when you're pouring and back. Okay, remember, your assistant can support underneath your elbow to gently bring it out as you help to pour and come back. Good. Pouring and back. Good. Remember, support can be under that elbow. If you've got the grip but you just need the elbow support, then you could support your own elbow here. Practice that pouring. And again, you don't have to lift your arm. If you don't have that available, you could just practice that pouring motion and then bringing it back up again. Lovely. Good. Okay. We're going to do one more round. So we're coming back to our tea towel exercise, placing under your lap. Now, if you need a bit more time with your setup here, please press pause and then press play once you're ready to go again. Okay, hand, that's it, tea towel underneath your hand, working on that forward and backward sliding. Okay, off we go. So forward, remember, you're trying to lengthen from your arm, lengthen from your shoulder, elbow straight, then pull that elbow back. Good. Push forward, really reach forward from that shoulder, straighten that arm, pull back. Now, if you really struggle with your hand here as well, you can have that rolled up so that you can allow your fingers a bit of bending if you struggle to get your hand flat on the side. Good, reach forward. And then back. Good, forward. And then back. Forward, lovely. And pull back. Reach forward, lengthen from the arm, straighten the elbow, and then pull back. Remember, you can help this movement with your arm. Your assistant can help by supporting your elbow just under here to help straighten. And back. Good, let's do one more here. Forward. And back. Fantastic. Okay, back into our reverse rows. So you can stay at the table if you're sat at the table here. We're reaching our arms forward, and then we're pulling those elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades behind. Okay, reach those arms forward, and then pull those elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades back and down. Reach those arms forward, pull those elbows back, squeeze shoulder blades back and down. Arms forward, pull those elbows back, squeeze shoulders back and down. Lovely. Reach those arms forward. Pull your elbows back, shoulder blades back and down. Fantastic. Keep going. Reach them forward, sliding those hands forward, straightening those elbows. Pull those elbows back. Squeeze shoulder blades back and down. Reach forward. Pull those elbows back. Shoulder blades back and down. Reach forward. Pull back. And squeeze those shoulder blades back and down together. One more here. Reach forward. Pull elbows back in. Squeeze shoulder blades back together. Fantastic. Last one. Okay. So back with our cup in our hands. Okay, so help yourself grip onto that cup, get it set up. And remembering assisting with your other arm if needed, and you can have your assistant assist with that elbow. Okay, if you need a bit more time, again, please press pause until you get set up properly. Okay, so we're going to go here again for a minute. We're pouring, practicing pouring as we can. We're lifting that elbow out to start to pour, and we're coming back. Nice. And again, let's pour and back. Really good. Pour and back. Nice. Pour and back. Remember, if you've got the grip, you can just help from your elbow. Pour, really try and control that movement and then bring it back. Or if you've got the ability, we're trying to work on that pouring motion and then back. If you can't lift your elbow just yet, just work on that, bringing it down and bringing it up, working on that rotation from your forearm. Fantastic. Stop there. So I would encourage you, if you have time, to rewind this video now, okay, and try and repeat that whole circuit again. So either competing the whole circuit another 2 times to really get the most out of the video. Because we're restricted to only half an hour today, we're going to have to go into our cool down. But yeah, please have a little go if you can. If you've got the time, then it's really good to get that repetition and practice in. Okay, so let's have a little stretch out of those arms now. Hopefully it's feeling a little bit more active and a little bit looser than it was. Slide your hands together, arms together in front on your lap or on the table. And I want you to really round those shoulder blades, round those shoulders, option to drop your chin to your chest. Feel that stretch along your upper back. Big breath in and out. Good, and again, big breath in and out. Lovely. Okay, squeeze those shoulders back together. Feel that lengthening across that chest. Option to bring your unaffected hand behind you to your base of your back or holding onto your chair. If you can with your other arm, then option to that too, or just keep it on your lap. Squeeze those shoulders back together. Feel that length across your chest. Sit nice and tall, chin tucked in. Big breaths in and out here. Good. Lovely. One more. Good. Option as well, if you want to go back and do some of the mobility exercises that we did before the circuit, that would be a really nice way of finishing off the class as well. Making sure you're trying to open up your wrist and your hand and really make sure that arm's feeling nice and loose. Brilliant. All right, so I'm sorry I've run over. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this upper limb series. So if there's anything you would like me to see, or you would like to see, or you would like to work on in these classes, then please either leave a comment below or send a message to the different Strokes Charity Facebook page. Okay. I always love and welcome any feedback as well. So if you have any comments, please feel free to send them. I could welcome any feedback, positive or negative, because it helps me provide classes that you guys all find beneficial, and that's all I want to do. I hope you've enjoyed it. So please give me a thumbs up if you've done the class and you have liked it. We're going to be going on to a new series next week where we're going to be focusing on endurance. So it's going to be a little bit more active and working more on exercises to get our heart rate up and work on our cardiovascular fitness. So a bit of a difference to this series. But yeah, please let me know if there's anything. If you've experienced any changes in your challenge task, then please feel free to share them as well. We always love to hear how everyone's getting on. But anyway, I've talked enough now. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your week. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you all next week again. Bye.